Hey everyone, welcome to another Action Line Studios tutorial. My name is Matt Campbell, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to remove blue from your line art very quickly. Now you'll find a lot of different ways out there to do this, but I feel like this method is the quickest and most efficient. By the way, if you like this shirt and you want to get one, you can get one by becoming a Patreon member. Our members, $5 and up, get one of these shirts or a shirt like it every 6 months. So that's patreon.com/ActionLine Studios. All right, with that said, let's get started. All right, well, if you guys are like me, sometimes you do a sketch in Blue Line, or what I do is I actually do my rough drafts in the computer, and then I go through and print it out, and then I do my drawing over the top of it. So a lot of times I'll end up with something like this. Zoom this up so you can see it here. Where we get this blue line, see, originally I was putting her shadow over here, and then I decided it made more sense to be on this side. So all this blue is still in the scan, and we want to get rid of it. And so you might have that same problem. In addition to that being a challenge, this is also penciled line art. It's a little bit easier when it's just black and white. You can just sort of select the solid black ink, and that's it. So I'm going to show you a quick method to do that. Now, right now, I just have this as a flat layer, as you can see, and it's currently an RGB. That's fine the way it is. So I'm going to go up to the channels, which is right here, and I'm just going to delete the red channel. Then you can see this changes to magenta and yellow. Don't let that fool you. You want to be left with yellow. So I'm just also going to delete the yellow channel. Okay, so now you can see already that the blue is gone. Okay, so the next thing I like to do after I've converted it here is now make it a, oops, I'll get there, there we go. Make it a grayscale, right? This converts everything that's left into just pure grays. And you can even go through at this point and make some levels adjustments if you'd like, just sort of darken it up. You see I'm kind of doing that a little bit. Is it okay? Now, so now I'm going to copy it over because this is the original scan and I want to fit it into this size. This is my my page that has all the adjustments. This page is exactly the size that I need for finished production. You can see that it is, where's it at? I go to inches. It is comic book format 6.875 by 10.5. I've currently got it at 600, but we'll probably go down to 300 before sending it to print. Okay, so I'm going to hit cancel on that, and I've already got this done, so I'm just going to leave that one off for now. So what I want to do is I want to take this file. It's currently in grayscale, and I'm going to hit Control A if you're on a PC, or Command A if you're on a Mac, and then Command C or Control C to copy it. I'm going to go over here and hit Control V. Okay, this puts it on there, right? And as you can see, if I go to the Move tool, which is V, right now it's hidden. There we go. You can see that the page is quite a bit bigger. That's because we draw bigger than we need. So I'm going to reduce this down to the size that I need. Okay, and I don't need all this stuff up here. So you can see I'm going to scale this up. Scale this up. I already know from my layout that I want that to line up right there. Okay. And then I just sort of want to split that difference. Something about like that. Okay. Hit enter. Okay, so now I could leave this as is and just start putting this on a multiply layer. As you can see, if you zoom in on her neck, most of those blue lines are cleaned up. But I want to take it a step further and be able to color those lines later. So one of the things that I can do to get rid of all that white very quickly is to go back to channels now, and you can see we're back into RGB again, and hit this button right here. This is going to select all the white, and I'm just going to hit delete, and now hit Command or Control D to deselect. And you can see it's lost some of its pop because it deleted some of the lines in between. So this is the artwork underneath of it. So to bring that back, I'm going to duplicate this layer a few times. And you can duplicate it as many times as you need. I'm going to do it maybe one more time. There we go. And then collapse them all together. You can hit Control E by hitting Shift, holding down Shift and select and grouping them all, and then hitting Command or Control E, and that groups it all together. So why do we do that? Well, the reason that we did that is that now there is no white around the edges, okay? And I'll keep turning the other one on, I apologize. If I lock this layer and I want to say turn that line art of her around her chin or on her nose to a skin tone, I can come up here, select a nice, skin tone color. Maybe it's a little peachier, a little darker. There we go. And use the brush tool and actually start, as you can see there, coloring in that line art. Okay. I have that option if I want to very easily. So I've not only gotten rid of the blue here, but I've also knocked out the white. So all that's remaining is the penciled line art. And if I still feel, let me back up a little bit with a few Control-Z's there. If I still feel like the line art's not dark enough, I can always go through to the levels and adjust those layers some more. I can make it almost pure black if I want. So I can make those adjustments there. Here's preview on, off and on. Very subtle differences. Okay. So now I have complete control over this line art. The last thing that we'd want to do is go through and clean things up. So I'm going to turn this off for a second, and I'm going to zoom in, and you can see that there's a lot of little things here. In fact, I saw one earlier. Let me go back to the ship. There we go. See this little line right here? This is a piece of hair that got picked up during the scan. Maybe, perhaps because Sam and Dean have been getting into my scanner. So I'm just going to use the eraser tool on 100% opacity and go through here and start cleaning some of this stuff up. Right? So I don't need that, like that. Definitely don't need that. These little floating dots right there. Clean that up a little bit. Okay. This is going to clean up some of the floating stuff. These little areas here where they're sticking out, maybe I want to clean that up. Right? Here's another little hair right here. I'm going to clean that one up. So it's very important to clean your scanner, wipe your scanner off every once in a while because it will collect dust. And the more dust that you collect, the more you got to clean up on your drawings. Okay, so here I'm just going through, cleaning up some of these little extra dots. Here's a line that crossed over right here, right? Now that blue line that you're seeing, those are my guides right here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn those off so that they're out of the way. Those tell me where my safe zone is, where I can have to stop so that my artwork doesn't get cropped off, that kind of thing. Okay, just sort of cleaning up some of these little random specks. Now you can do this a number of ways, but I like to actually get in there and just take a minute to see all this stuff with my eyes. There are some slider tools for dust and speckles, but I feel like when I use those, they damage my artwork. Okay. Here's another hair there, right? Just getting rid of some of this stuff, and the reason being is that you might want this to be pure white out here. We don't know. Here's where my drawing kind of went over. Gonna do that. Another tool I can use is the marquee tool, where I just lasso an area here and then hit delete. See, it cleans it all up in one shot. And I can do big sections like that, especially out here on the outside. Lasso here, delete. Okay, lasso here, delete. Okay, delete. And here we've got some little freckles. I might just, I'd leave them here, but then there might be an inconsistency later as far as why does she have a freckle on one side in one panel and a different freckle in a different panel. So unless it's planned, I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. Cleaning that up just a little bit. Don't go crazy with it because you got to keep in mind that you're going to zoom, or you're going to be zoomed out on this when you actually look at the comic. So you're not going to see a lot of this. So like some of this stuff right here, I could spend a lot of time going through here and and being very particular, trying to clean up all this little stuff here and making this line all kinds of perfect, that kind of thing. I've got a double line right here I could go through, clean up, but you could do that for hours and it doesn't really make a difference. So notice, let me find a good spot here. This little bit of specking right here around this neckline, okay? Right now I'm zoomed in at 200%, okay? This is 100%. This is 50%. This is 25%. And this is about actual size that I'd see it in the comic book, which may look different on your video depending on how big your screen is. But this here is actual size. You can see that bit of speckling right there around his neck I'm definitely not going to see. Okay, so there it is. We have how to get the blue out of line art and how to get the line art, the white out of the line art as well, so that you can colorize it if you need to. I hope you found that helpful, and remember, this video was made possible by the patrons who support Action Line Studios. So if you like this video and you want to see more like it, please consider supporting us. Every little bit helps, even $1 a month. So go to www.patreon.com/Action Line Studios. Thank you so much and have a great day.